Got big plans today?
I gotta get some stuff done. I'm gonna walk the dog for a while, and then not really. Oh, here we are.
We're on it?
I think so.
All right.
I think. Oh no.
What?
It's starting off with our very boring conversation about what our plans are for the day. Well, we got to figure out how to do all that, huh?
We'll maybe just have to know.
The show has started. Where it's going right now. So welcome everybody to my own private Kokomo with Toonie and the baby. Yeah, I got some stuff I got to do today.
Oh man.
Oh my Lord! What are we doing here?
Well, I mean, let's see if we have anyone chiming in.
Yeah. Let's start this. Okay, yeah. No one is here yet. I have promoted it. Wait. Oh, wait. Is it? What is this? We have someone else here. Andy Secunda.
It's me.
Hey.
Whoa!
Looking dapper.
Looking good.
Guys, you know.
Oh my God.
Dress.
Damn. Oh my God, this is incredible. I can't foresee myself wearing a necktie for months and months from now.
You guys are the hosts, you know, you have your own personas.
That's true. Andy, you've been, working and doing comedy for a long time. Help us here. What do we do? What
First of all, you gotta clean it up, guys. No, I think the outfits are fine.
The outfits.
Also, truth be told, I was a fan of the early days of the show, and then somewhere I dropped off along.
No, that's fair. We've been noticing that.
I've been busy. Have you asked where's Secunda? I haven't.
We noticed that not just from you, but from a lot of our early viewers.
No, I literally look forward to it every day, and I would.
Yeah. See, you guys hear that?
I would be. I've just happened to have been weirdly busy in this apocalypse the last couple of days.
Are you guys working? Are you working on school?
No, we're not working. The season is done. I work for a lot of you probably know the Goldbergs, not from the show, but from the posters. Well, I am on the spinoff of Goldbergs, so it's one step removed from the posters. So if you've seen the posters, I work on the spinoff of the show that's on those posters.
What's the spinoff?
Schooled.
School.
With a D at the end.
Yeah.
But that's done. So no, it's just been. I actually have a pitch meeting right after this. And I had one earlier in the week, the first Zoom pitch meeting, and
there's a good chance we'll run long here today, so you might want to give them a heads up.
No problem. I told my friend because he was my collaborator. I was like, oh, I can't. I'm gonna have to stop working on the pitch at a certain point because I'm doing an Instagram live. And he looked at me like I was the stupidest person on earth.
We got one person watching now, so kudos to.
Is there only
one?
I don't.
One. We have one. We had three a moment ago.
And they dropped off?
Yeah, I think my joke.
Now, are you guys putting this? I saw the first one on YouTube. Are you recording this and putting it on YouTube?
Yeah, we are on YouTube right now exclusively because that's the only way we can have a guest.
Right.
But we're trying to figure out how to get this to maybe to get it onto Instagram, which Ryan and I will be talking about off of this podcast because we may have an in on how to do that to get back to our audience.
Yeah.
This is not currently on Instagram. It's not airing on Instagram.
No, not at all.
We'll have to take an extra step or two to get to this.
Well, this is problem number one. First of all, like you have to get it on Instagram. No one's gonna fucking watch this if it's not on Instagram.
For sure, but so we can only do 2 people at a time on Instagram. We can't have a third guest.
I I was so impressed that you guys figured out how to put Zoom on Instagram. I was like, wow, they really did the work.
But apparently you can. I just found out recently, and so we're going to do some heavy research. I'm going to go to the library later and and figure out how to officially make it so we can Zoom onto Instagram and YouTube.
Are you recording it?
Yes, this is being recorded for posterity.
Okay. So theoretically you could do, because otherwise this is purely just a private conversation.
Absolutely. And if that's it, it's a treat still. It's still
Sure,
a treat.
no, I'm happy to talk to you guys. And I will say,
Yeah.
even that being the case, when Dave asked me to be on it, and this should give you some indication of where my mood is at, both obviously because of the world crisis, but I think even before any of this started, I was so like, oh my God, I was so honored and touched and flattered, and I was like, you really did it. They want you to be their first guest. You really did it, Secunda.
It's true.
It was so because what I realized is this is like, you know, wherever this goes from here, whatever heights you guys go to and whatever guests you get, if Lady Gaga is on here, you know, months from now, Dave Letterman always had Bill Murray as his first guest.
Right.
Wow.
So I will always be the Bill Murray of Kokomo.
Absolutely. And whenever we move to a different platform, to network television, you will always be the guy we bring back for our very first.
At any point that we go to a platform that's a little harder to get to for other people, you'll be a guest.
Which is always the plan. If
you're asking my advice, I think that's a good idea. Just de-escalate to harder and harder platforms.
Yeah. Yeah. How come this stuff is so difficult to use? Like Instagram, just let us have 8-12 people on at once. Why are you being so difficult?
Right? I don't know if they honestly expected this, as with many of the. I mean, it's very much like the respirators, and I think of equal importance.
Absolutely, 100%.
But what's that?
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
I have 2 questions for you.
Right.
First question is, when you're going to these pitch meetings on Zoom and whatnot, are you pitching? And you don't have to tell us what they are specifically or anything. Are you pitching one idea, or do you have multiple?
Clearly, I'm in no danger of anyone here stealing it.
Don't worry about it.
I know you guys aren't going to be able to get the meetings, and
absolutely
that one
not.
other person is Jeffrey Katzenberg. It doesn't really matter.
No.
Are you pitching multiple ideas?
I'm pitching one animation idea that my friend and I were working on prior to this, and then we had the meeting set up. And then it's very interesting to gauge the different level of studios. Like, we don't care what's happening with the world. Just another pitch meeting.
Yeah.
Whether they wanted to set it up, because some people were like immediately like, no, end of March, come in. And I'm like, no, we're not going to do that. And then they all shifted to these kinds of meetings. So what was your question? Did I answer it?
Yeah, I was asking you if you had multiple things pitching. You said you got.
So no, this is the only thing thus far.
Great.
It was just because it was basically set up before, and then there was a slight delay, and then we started pitching it. And honestly, it seemed to go totally. I thought it was going to be much more awkward and weird.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
And I think the technology is advanced to the degree where it's like, you know, you can see them, you know, you can hear each other pretty well.
You get the general vibe of what they're making a good sell. Yeah.
Yeah. What I found is like in conference calls, it's fucking impossible. Like it's just like doing repartee at the beginning. You never know who's talking. Like people are interrupting each other. You can't hear it. But on video, it was with like this kind of thing, video conferencing, it seemed much cleaner.
That conference call idea sounds perfect for our show. Maybe that's what we should.
That's where you guys got to go next. The conference call.
That feels so pretty.
My second question is, Andrew, the first time, and you're going to have to.
I brought a coffee cup to be also a regular guest.
I brought a bottle of hot sauce like that, at that one show. That's popular, right?
In some ways, I feel like Ryan and I are talking to our boss right now.
Is it the tie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're here for your review, and I just wanted to get you guys on. I know that it's a difficult time. There are a lot of layoffs,
Yeah.
and I wanted to talk to you, say that one of you is going to be fired by the end of this call.
I have a good idea who it is. Dave, you're pointing from my screen, Dave, it looks like you're pointing at Andy.
Oh, see, on my screen, it looks like he's pointing to a dark screen. You're in the upper corner next to me, Ryan.
Am I pointing to you now, Ryan?
Nope, still pointing to Andy. There you go. Now it's pointing at me.
Like my last option, and it took me to the last option to get it right. Anyways, Andrew, the thing I want to ask you was,
yes,
the first time I had ever seen you in any way at all was through your and I've talked to you about this, was through your web series. The name I can't think of it, in the video game store.
GameStop with Colton.
Yeah, GameStop.
Bria Grant
is there
and Barrick Hartley.
Damn,
yeah,
it's an all-star crew for a web series.
Truly, and this was what, 8 years ago?
Oh Jesus, I hope not, but it's probable.
Yeah.
Do you ever think that could be revived? Because I really liked it and think it's a fun idea.
I think if anything's going to revive it, it's being mentioned right now.
Yeah. All our viewers are like, "Ooh, that does sound good. I want to get back in on that."
We've talked about for over many times, and I don't know, I could be overstating this. I think at a certain point it got a tremendous amount of downloads. Not tremendous for the internet, tremendous for us.
Yeah.
And people kept asking, and they wanted more. And we also teased that there was going to be a season 2, even though we had no idea if there was going to be a season 2.
That's the way to do it.
And I think all of us would love to. It was super fun, and I definitely know more about directing than I did then. I literally was flying by the seat of my pants then, and I think I probably annoyed the rest of the cast. But now I'm a pro. I just directed an episode of School, so
Yes,
that's awesome.
Vaguely know what I'm doing now. But it was super, it was so fun, and we could do whatever we wanted. And also Jordan Morris of Jordan Jesse Go was the other gentleman.
Great.
So we loved all of them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Theoretically, we could.
Okay.
Andy, you're a member of the seminal improv group, The Swarm. You have been around. You've been a part of like the UCB world for a while now. What do you make of everything that's going on? I'll ask you, because you seem like you're someone who's, you've been around a while. Do you think we're going to have a theater to go back to?
It's a really good question, and a terrifying question.
Your
because
percentage,
I've had
the odds it'll come back. Give us your percentage of there's a 50% chance it never comes back, or what do you think your percentage is?
I'm so glad to hear you guys ask that, because I love percentages. And I am constantly asking people for percentages and things, but because the people always give you this subjective opinion, and it's like, put a percentage on it, and people hate it. Yeah. They hate giving you percentages.
Yeah.
And literally anytime I also realized I picked up a pen, and I made myself more and more the host of your show. I have my coffee cup, I have a pen, I have a suit.
When we go to a break, you need to toss the pen over your shoulder.
The other thing that people do, this is a side issue that I realize conversationally, I don't have patience to have them figure out exactly what the 2 options are, or 3 options. So I usually say, do you think this, or do you think this? And invariably they go, I guess both. And I'm like, I gave you a binary choice. But percentage, I will say I because of work and everything else, I was not able to perform with Soundtrack which is our Friday night show at
Mhm.
9 at the theater. I don't know why I'm pushing it because there is no theater.
I'm plugging mod shows from 6 years ago, so
What's that?
I've been still plugging mod shows from 6 years ago, so go
Yeah,
right
you
ahead.
never know.
Yeah.
You never know. And I do Swarm first Saturday of the month at the now defunct UCB Sunset. But I hadn't performed in a while, and I just got back and performed a couple of shows, and it was like fucking just water in a desert to me spiritually. And then of course that's when this happens.
Out of here. Yeah.
And so I'm really like terrified that this is it. Because it's, you know, and look, let's be honest, guys. There's a lot of opinions back and forth about the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater
For sure.
and the classes and everything else. And you guys, like me, I'm sure, are a little bit caught in the crossfire because it's been good to us. And even though I understand a lot of other people's issues, but it's like the idea that that home would be gone forever is so upsetting. And I would say I'm going to be uncharacteristically an optimist, and I would say that there's a 65% chance that it'll come back.
I think that's I like that number. I think so too. I think in some capacity.
By the way, 65% is massive optimism for me.
Oh, same here. I was like, oh yes.
Okay, good. Because I realized that could be interpreted another way.
No. 65% sounds perfect. I think so too. I think like the overall community still feels pretty strong, that there will be something like this, at least the spirit of it will survive in some way.
Frankly, what might happen is that I don't know, because I know that UCB was sort of figuring out some financial issues even prior to all this.
Yeah.
So I have to assume this has caused a big hit to them, just like with so many businesses. So they may lose UCB Sunset. I really hope they hold on to UCB Franklin.
Yeah, it feels like you got to know that's kind of where
I feel like they will.
You got to know that's. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I know nothing. So.
Yeah, I feel like that space is, you got to recognize where your bread is buttered. Like that, just the magic of that venue kind of, I think, helped really have it blow up out here and become big, because there's just something electric about that spot.
Do you guys hear the construction going on outside?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
But have you guys heard? I heard that in a cost-cutting move, the UCB4 are going to become the UCB2. They're two of them.
Yeah.
I like that. Probably a good chunk of them are fighting to be that too.
Amy Poehler is one of the people that they're cutting.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, dang, really? Dang. Shoot. Okay.
Yeah, it's been tough. And
you're cutting me? Darn. No, really?
I think she's gonna she's gonna be back in the pool, trying to audition for Herald teams again. I think is my understanding. Yeah.
Or she's gonna just restart up IO West.
She's gonna land on her feet though. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, I'm not worried about her. Dave, can we do something real quick? I think Andy and I would both enjoy it. Something I've been curious about. I would like to see what your pantry looks like.
Okay, we'll see if I can get it. This is gonna be my friend who I do is this screwed it up. I have to hold it this way, right? Okay.
Yeah.
My friend who I've done this with has because I constantly am pacing around the house.
Yeah.
and he sings music from Requiem for a Dream every time I do it. Alessandro Manoli. So we'll see. I was not prepared for this, so I fear what you'll see. It's going to be a disaster area.
Mine is too. If you want to make it feel, I'll show mine also, if you would like.
Okay, that's fine. Let's see. Is it? It's sort of.
I promise you, mine's worse.
Okay, so it's like got some minute rice.
These
are bags of nuts that I grabbed. So I was like, I think I need nuts. It was just panic. I finished work. That my show went down literally the the day everything shut down.
Yeah.
And then the following week we were supposed to shoot one more episode that was supposed to air before my episode. So it's going to be, my episode's going to have this tacked on thing at the beginning. It's going to be completely weird. But so everything shut down and I hadn't read anything. And all I knew was that I got to stock up on groceries, and I raced to the grocery store.
Yeah.
And I was on the phone with my friend Ptolemy Slocum, and I was just like, what now? What now?
Yeah.
So I was just grabbing shit. So, okay, so
Yeah.
it's rice, nuts. This is very old. This Ezekiel cereal I got here with things. There's a matzo ball mix.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's very, very Jewy and very will most likely never be made. There's some ketchup.
What's that
there's some more
original
matcha.
bag?
There's the holidays. The high holidays are coming. What's that?
What are those chips? It says, I can see it says original. It looks like they got a clip below, down, right in front, right behind the artichokes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fritos are probably my favorite chip.
Me too.
outside of-
Me too.
Every once in a while, someone will mention Dipsy Doodles to me, which is a real throwback, and I love Dipsy Doodles. But
No, no,
Fritos
no.
are, I don't know.
Fritos
where
are the
they
best chip.
compare.
Yeah.
Yeah, without question. Dave, what's your feeling on Fritos?
I think Fritos are good. I will say our friend of the show, Drew DeFonso Marks, also a huge fan of Fritos, maybe his favorite chip.
They are the
Sure.
best.
You guys are in good
Yeah.
company.
He likes
Now,
to
I
dip
forget,
his.
is he also a vegan, or is it just, he goes back and forth, right?
I think he goes back and forth. Like, I don't think he does a lot of, he
vegan.
doesn't do a lot of
I
red
don't know.
meat. He'll do chicken, I think, sometimes.
Yeah, and cheese. Because I know his big thing is he loves dipping Fritos into brie, or spreading brie cheese on Fritos. And he
I gotta tell you-
swears by it.
I gotta tell you guys, I look fantastic right now. And
Really,
I
it's a great look.
I gotta take some headshots by this pantry, holding my phone up.
Good
in a
glow. There's
stoop,
like a nice
because
lighting.
Yeah, the
this
lighting's
me
great.
This me in front of my pantry should be all of the shots. Like whenever if I ever sell a show again, like
Yeah, then your deadline, your picture.
And then here is I got Mexican Cokes because I'm no dummy.
Whoa.
You gotta get the fucking.
The real deal.
You guys know the score with Mexican Cokes, right?
Yeah, they got real sugar.
That's right. And I
You've got
root
some
beer.
Dom Perignon. Are we saving this for a special occasion, or do we know when we're drinking it, or just you like to have some Dom on hand always?
Here's a question, guys. I got that. I think this is gonna embarrass me. I got that possibly at the end of Everybody Loves Raymond. my sister like got invited to the party because she's like more successful than I am, and they gave these out. I think either that or it was some Conan related thing. Whatever the case, it was like it's at least a decade. Does that just turn and I should just toss that? Because I don't.
I have some bottles of champagne that I've kept in my refrigerator. I have no idea. I've got some that are so old. But I feel like, isn't that the thing? Like, yes, we have a 1961.
That's what I thought, but I'm a friggin' idiot about that shit. I have no idea.
I bet yours is probably in better shape than mine. I bet storing mine in the refrigerator is bad because you keep them in a wine cellar, right?
Yeah, but mine hasn't been in a wine cellar. It's been in, different variations of heated and unheated houses because of poverty.
I think it turns into mustard at some point.
Yeah, that's how they make. That's how they make
mustard.
Yeah,
that's how they make mustard.
And then this is even more insane. This is my other pantry.
Whoa.
And that's just some teas. And there's some Cadbury chocolate spread.
Whoa, that exists.
I love dairy milk chocolate. So anything that even is like that is
dark chocolate sucks.
This is a white chocolate instead of hot chocolate. I love white chocolate. It's an acquired taste. There's some rice. Oh, hey, here's one thing that's my biggest accomplishment during this tragedy.
Yeah.
Is I cured this molka headache.
Whoa.
and it had been sitting there for literally like 6 years, and I fucking cured it.
Wait,
what does that mean?
You grind the. I'm trying to do this.
MOPK.
You got to put rice in it.
Yep.
And then you grind the rice in, and you sort of wet it, and you just and it takes out the crags and the little different things of the rock, because it's this volcanic rock. You know what a MOPK is?
It's that thing, the thing that you just.
That's very astute, Ryan.
It's like you make aqua guacamole with, right?
Ryan knows the score. A MOPK is the thing that I showed.
I'm picking up on it.
It's to make guacamole.
Yeah.
And so, oh no, it's all, there we go. So yeah, so you grind the rice in, and then it sort of it smooths it out and gets the rock shards out.
Oh.
You wash it out. And I don't know why they wouldn't sell it pre-cured. It's very strange.
Nah, it makes you, I think they want you to like have an experience with it first before you really use it, to bond you to it.
Like seasoning like a cast iron skillet.
Mm-hmm,
They'll sell them to you unseasoned, and then you gotta do the procedure and the steps, and you feel like you have some ownership of it.
Yeah, you bond.
You bond with it. Yeah,
it's like the dragons from Avatar. You gotta kind of struggle with them for a while before you really make that connection.
I can tell you that was my experience of it. It was impossible. And I was actually on the phone with my parents because I've had to. This is the one thing. The biggest trial for me is I went from talking to my parents every couple of weeks to having to talk to them every day, and it's a long road, guys.
Yeah, that's
my
a lot.
parents do not understand the tone of okay, well,
yeah, all right. See, I get that tone from my parents, but I'm also just as eager at the same time. We have a pretty good feel for when it's time to wrap it up.
You and your parents.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really that's the most important part of a relationship, I would say.
Absolutely. Yeah, when to get off the phone.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Well, I'm glad. Thank you for having me on the show.
All right.
I know that sound. Thank you, Eddie, so much for coming on, being our very first guest on My Own Private Kokomo with Toonie and the Baby.
I'm so honored.
And maybe the first part.
I think I might have missed Toonie and the Baby. Toonie and the Baby. That's because you're the baby. Why?
I don't know. It just came out of my mouth one time when we were talking about it, and then I realized that I think it was a Family Guy joke, and then I felt guilty that I sort of stole it. So now we have to keep it.
Yeah. Well, I guess my overall advice would be definitely try and figure out if you can do. There must be a way to do multiple people on Instagram, or if not, they're definitely going to have it in the next few weeks. So do that, figure out a way to, I think you're smart to put it on YouTube or some other platform.
Yeah.
And then you just got to hustle, guys. Get people, get the word out, show the clips.
We're going to get some artwork done.
Put a different clip on your Instagrams every day of
that's
the highlights.
Idea. That's a good idea.
It's going to be it's going to be a real tough job for you guys to pick which highlight to play for today.
I mean, might as well just put the whole thing up.
I really think that's going to be, you're going to have to do, they have that little, the TV Instagram, I don't know what it's called, the TV version when you click on
the little,
Yeah, you're just going to have to put the whole thing on.
Yeah,
actually, is there a way? What's the limit on that? I'm asking two ancient white guys what. None of us. No.
I think we can. I think we can put the whole thing up on Instagram.
All right, so that'd be good.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much again, Eddie, for coming on. This has been great. We will be back tomorrow. Dave is going to do phone contact karaoke, I've decided, and it's going to be very, very exciting.
What are your segments so far?
The big one is phone contact karaoke, or not karaoke, roulette. Mm-hmm. Where we have one person gets their phone contacts out, the other person tells them to scroll, and then say, all right, you have to call the number second from the bottom, and then no matter what, you have to call that person and speak to them.
I love it.
Yeah, I did it yesterday, and it was nerve-wracking. And
Who was it?
It was I didn't know
I'm doing
who
that
it
annoying
was.
thing of making you recount the previous show. I
No,
apologize.
this is good because people who missed it yesterday, they can hear about it. It was a number I was like, I don't know who this person is. I can't remember.
That could be really troubling. That could be an ex. That could be anything.
Well, we have a rule of it can't affect any employment or and no exes unless you feel comfortable. Unless it's you can at your own discretion.
Can I ask you guys before I go, what you're both single, right?
I have a girlfriend.
Oh, you have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm alone.
All right. I'm not interested in this question anymore for some reason. Well, Dave, you actually probably be in the same box as me in terms of the level of interest of the outside world.
Yeah.
So, like, have you felt any people have asked me well, what's it like in terms of even people on dating apps said, well, what has your experience been? And I'm really having a trouble in terms of dating apps, reading what's going on or whether people are they're just I'm fucking bored, I'll contact you, or what has been your experience thus far?
I'm not on any, and not for any particular reason, I'm not on any dating apps.
None at all. Interesting.
None. And if I'm being honest,
we'll change that. Oh, that's gonna be a segment. We're going to put together your Bumble app. Your profile.
I doubt that.
Why don't I go back to Match.com?
You don't have to use it. We'll just make it a segment where we fill out your Bumble.
Maybe. I don't want this to be a whole show of me feeling uncomfortable.
Me neither. I agree.
I will say again, if you're asking my advice, it really would be a wonderful part of the show.
Yeah.
I think particularly the thing that I was trying to tease out the other day of anything you can get to something you're actually angry about. That should be a segment. What is Dave actually angry about?
Yeah.
Because I know that makes you so uncomfortable because you're such a good-natured person.
I don't like digging into I don't want to peel back the layers.
That's what modern entertainment is, Dave.
I know. I'd argue that
in podcasts.
I welcome it, Dave. For me, I need you to take more shots at me.
You love it. Well,
that's why it's interesting to see us peel back the layers of you, Ryan. We went to add layers to you, Ryan.
We're let's pull back. I think one of our, just to go back to segments, I think we got a new one that you are the maiden voyage. You took the maiden voyage, and that's Peekaboo Pantry.
Peekaboo Pantry. I love it.
Oh, nice. Exciting.
Yeah. Peekaboo Pantry.
Look inside, see what's there.
Peekaboo.
Is it expired?
All right, well, let's wrap this up, I think, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Andy. When will guys? Do you want to plug? Do you want to plug for the?
I actually think that first of all, I just realized I did the same thing to you guys that my parents do to me, which I was like, we're wrapping it up, and then I fucking kept yammering.
We love it.
I think the Swarm, since you brought them up, is going to be trying to do our show, including our East Coast member Michael Delaney. I would love it if Dave Blumenfeld joined, but I have a feeling he won't. This Saturday at our regular time. It's people even more disconnected from technology than you guys, so I have no idea if we're doing Zoom, whatever. I guess go to Instagram. My Instagram is @AndrewSecunda, or my Twitter is @Secunda, and I'll plug it in some way this Saturday at 9. And I feel like Soundtrack, which is the other UCB show I do, is not gonna have figured out, or I think there's gonna be less interest, frankly, based on these people. But that's the only thing I have to plug.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming on. We will be back tomorrow at our same time, 12 noon. So long from I'm the baby.
And I'm Dave Tooney.
And we'll see you
And I'm the
tomorrow.
man.
and he's the man. And we'll sketch it.
Baby, I'm the man.
We'll see you tomorrow right here at my own private Kokomo.
Take care, guys.
Bye,
Love ya.
Everybody.